Everyone looks so nice. Thank you guys so much for doing this today. I'm so excited to chat with you.
Of course.
All right, so I want to start off and I want to just kind of dive in to playing female characters that are so badass on TV. Something that we haven't seen enough, but we're seeing a little bit more now, thanks to Dick Wolf and his team. So I want to start off with kind of what it is about each of your characters that you guys really love and were drawn to start. So I don't know who wants to start. Maybe Marlene, if you want to take it away.
I do. Okay. Yes, I do. It's funny because when I read the thing, I was like, am I tough? Really? I don't think of myself as tough because I feel like I don't think when you're playing a tough character, you go about saying, oh, I'm playing tough. No, you're just playing somebody who has a multifaceted life. And I guess Maggie doesn't think about herself as tough. She just thinks more about herself as courageous. And if there's a situation she has to rise up to, she just rises up to. And I guess because it's not seen as often as we would like it, it comes across as somebody who's tough. But I think when I think about her and her legacy, I think she's a very vulnerable person. She lives with her heart right out there, and through her tears, she's able to rise up at the same time. Because I don't think toughness for women looks like toughness for men. Mm-hmm. You know, she still has, the time of the month when she has to be tough. So.
I love that you put it that way. That's hysterical. Marina, do you want to take it away? I mean, I think for her character, a little bit being tough also is the physical aspect of it too, because she obviously is a little different.
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Kim is tough and Marina still has like bruises from every single fight scene, just limping along season 9. I have these books that I read my kid called Princess in Black, and it's like this princess who is a superhero on the side, but she wears pink when she's not a superhero because superheroes don't wear pink. And I feel like Kim is like a superhero that wears pink, like isn't afraid to like rock out in high heels and have a sort of softer side, and definitely literally wears pink and like has pink pens and can still be a badass. And I like that. Like you don't, what Marlene said, men and women, this sort of different kind of toughness. And I like she embraced the feminine side and also can probably take down a bunch of dudes.
No, probably. She definitely can.
With my fingers, just like, that's how I'm trained. Just like that, I just killed some people with
that. And Kara, what about you?
So funny. Yeah, I think what I like about Sylvie is that her character has really suffered a lot of loss. She's had all of these relationships come and go, and she just wants to be loved and she wants to love someone. And then, I think I'm on my 7th ambulance partner as well. And have seen friends come and go, and so many people kind of transition in and out of the firehouse, and then like lost her birth mom 2 seasons ago, and what I like about her is that she seems to still just be resilient. She seems to still believe in the best in people, and she's kind of a hopeless romantic. Like she just believes in love, and so, I think she's able to kind of work both sides in terms of, certainly playing a first responder in a firehouse, you see so much trauma. You see so many people like at their greatest, most vulnerable moments, and experience so much loss of like friends and family. And then you have to, figure out how to keep going. And I think that Sylvie's character gets to show more of she wears her heart on her sleeve a little bit more. I feel privileged that I actually get to show some of the pain of that than just trying to like always be like, I'm good. She's like, terrible. I'm falling apart. But I'm gonna, put the uniform on and do it again. And so I think that's an important aspect to show.
If our characters got drinks, we would just sob. We would just be
sobbing.
Just like, I'm
Totally.
terrible too.
Yeah.
I'm falling apart.
It would be good friends.
Well, and that's something I wanted to touch on is the relationships and friendships in these shows are so strong between all the characters, I mean, men and women, but specifically between the women in each show. Everyone has very strong female friendships, which is so awesome to see. How does that translate when you guys are filming? Because I assume that in Chicago, it's a little bit different than filming projects in LA or New York, where it's this big, crazy city. I mean, Chicago is a big city, but that you get to have that bond with people on set in Chicago, whoever would want to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not from LA, so I often think like, oh man, if we went to LA, we wouldn't have bonded so much because everyone has their own sort of factions, and we were sort of forced to become this unit, and we've really established a really great, wonderful friendships. I mean, Patty's one of my best friends, Amy's one of my best friends, and I'm really lucky. It's so lucky, like, to get friends after high school that are true friends or college. Like, it's hard. It's harder as you get older. It's harder when you have kids. Be like, to just start making friends. Time is so limited, and it's a really awesome, cool thing. I got some more friends on my roster.
It's interesting that our shooting schedule kind of matches a school schedule when I think about it. So yeah, and I think it trickles down. It started on Fire, and we understood the culture of what Dick was trying to build. And I think it's just something that happened on Fire. And then I guess Fire really greeted PD well. I wasn't there, but we were really greeted as men. We were greeted by the two sister shows really well. The idea of how to build community. And we used to have a lot more hangouts together, but as life has evolved, like Marina said, people had kids, people got married, life has evolved. So I think we're in this next generation of what is life in Chicago as, lack of a better term, adults, because we've been here longer. And it's really an easy thing to know. So what are they doing on PD today? What are they doing on Fire today? So you have it's extended family. That's what it feels like, like your kinfolk right there, so that's how I would describe it. Just people think that we're all like partying hard together. It's not exactly like that, but it definitely feels like a bond that is restful.
Season 1, we definitely went clubbing, and we're like, we're on a TV show. And now the season, like, Tracy cooks and she's like, let's all watch a reality show and get comfortable. And we're all like, sounds awesome. Adulting.
Do you remember when we went skating together? When we all went like this army of people skating together, and I was horrible at it. And I remember being carried by 2-3 of the Fire and PD people. I'm like, I can't skate. What are we doing out here? It's freezing. And they were like, this is the life, get used to it. I was falling, and it was actually so much fun. It was such a homey Thanksgiving feeling.
Yeah, there are definitely no adults on Fire. Not a single one. That must be so nice. I find, in terms of female camaraderie, the AMBO is always a sacred, estrogen-filled place. It's quiet. We have comfy chairs. And, when Miranda can squeeze in or sit in on one of our laps, she does. Because there are a lot of boys on our show. A lot of boys.
Yeah.
And Miranda navigates that territory so well. Like, I don't think it would be very easy to find another actress who can be as physical and have like as good of a sense of humor as she has to put up with all the crap that she puts up with. And she can dish it out just as well as she can take it.
Still looks sexy. I'm like baffled.
Oh,
where's
yeah.
the gun? How can it fit in those jeans? I'm always wondering.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ladies are very valuable.
Yeah, right. I think it's so incredible, obviously, seeing frontline workers. Obviously, this last couple of years has been more intense than ever, but no matter what, playing a frontline worker is going to be a lot of work, a lot of hard work. There's a lot of serious training that goes into it, whether it's, I feel like on Med, it's a lot of the dialogue, which I don't know how you guys do it. And then the physical aspect, everything. And I know that the Dick Wolf universe in general, he always has had pros on set that can kind of help you guys make sure that everything is accurate. But what has been the toughest part of doing that and the actual playing these characters that are, have jobs that impact all of our lives so much every day? Whoever would like to go.
Tag, you're it, Marina.
I go first all the time. Yeah.
And it's Kara's turn.
Literally was
You
like,
go first.
That's fine. I'll go first.
Not me.
Yeah, I think, certainly in the last couple of years, it's been interesting playing a first responder for a firehouse because nothing really changed for the fire department. Like, we've had all like protests, we've had COVID, we've had all of these things happen, and firefighters nothing can really change for them. Like, people still get into car accidents, fires, buildings still go on fire, and it's like the mainstay issues just didn't change. It's like they didn't know to take a pause, because there was a pandemic. People still just got into the same old mischief that they always do. But I think, everyone, especially in Chicago, everybody feels the impact of the disconnect that we've all had from each other. It's sort of like, I think what you could probably feel from our show this season is just that desire and that need to cling to your community and burrow in with your family is greater because everyone watching is feeling that way. And of course, the challenge always is that we reflect and we edify the self-sacrifice and the hard work that everyone who puts themselves on the front lines are doing. I mean, it takes such a special person and such a heart of service to choose to keep going out there every day and putting your life on the line or, taking those risks. And we just do our absolute best to do justice to what it is that they're doing.
Goodness great, Kara. That was amazing.
I'm just going to tag on to what she said.
Same. Yeah, Marlene, do you want to go?
I was going to say that's a lot of good English. I mean,
sorry, I'm multitasking. I'm also baking, banana bread because I am a mom.
I'm obsessed with this.
It's hilarious.
Handsome.
Marlene,
that's hilarious. I don't know what to say to what she just said. I mean, that should be the tagline of this interview. And I'm also baking banana bread. Look at that.
Looks amazing.
It's just
what just happened? That was phenomenal. And I love banana bread.
Me too.
I think, man, this is a tough question because of everything that's going on. And I know a lot of nurses, a lot of doctors, a lot of first responders. I mean, I would say that it's quite possibly the core of my relationships outside of work. And I carry that, I carry that truth as I'm going forward when I'm representing them. My mother was a 35-year nurse in Brooklyn, and my father was a medical engineer, and my sister's a doctor. It's a tough season right now. People have worked really hard, and I'm hearing everything about also people losing their jobs. It's just so big that without teetering, you want to just stay the straight and narrow and tell the truth of the story that's in front of you. And hospitals didn't stop. People have died. People have been birthed, and people have been sick. Some people went into the pandemic and had cancer, and they still have it. And so there's just so many aspects to it. I think when I go in and I'm doing the work, I want to make sure I honor that. I honor every single aspect of that storytelling. But I also think that Dick takes the time, that's what he does, right? He represents the American person really, really well. When I think about all the Law and Order shows, all One Chicago's, when, I'm joking around with the characters that we play, because, there's a performance aspect to it. But when I watch the other shows, I'm like, yeah, that's the truth. There's a weight to what we are doing. When we get together, the crossovers are my favorite thing. And we get together and you're watching characters like Marina and Kara, we all come together. There is something, we're not wearing, Jimmy Choo shoes, we're wearing these big boots and we're carrying guns and we have a stethoscope in our hand, and it looks really real, everything that we're living. And I think it's important to take that responsibility well. When you think about what were people watching during the pandemic, our show, they were watching it like no other. So I want to make sure that I can reach them at home and tell the truth of make sure that you're caring for yourself. So I hope I'm doing it well.
I think so. You're my mom's favorite.
That's a great compliment.
Well, tell me. It's like, not tonight. Wasn't your night. I'm like, okay.
Thanks for being honest, Mom. Marina, what about you?
I mean, it's tricky, right? I mean, I have to be honest. I'm on a cop show.
Yeah.
In a post-George Floyd world, it's tough. And what is my responsibility as an actor, as a part of this project, wanting to give credence and respect to people who are cops, who do choose to put their lives on the line, run into the line of fire, and also give respect to the people that are persecuted and not treated fairly by cops. And I think Dick, after the protests and everything, our show kind of took a pause and a reset, less of a cowboy sort of cop mentality. And I think we're reflecting that to the best of our ability. Again, it is a television show, so it's not going to be perfect. But I do feel like I am glad that the cops live in the sort of gray area. We're not always right. And that makes me happy. It's not like good guy, bad guy, because that's not the world we live in. It's grayer. So yeah, so it's tough. I mean, it's just tough. And I think the writers and Dick have been navigating it really well, but I think it's also evolving and we're learning more and trying to do better at it.
Absolutely. Kara, for you, what do you think is the most fun part of Sylvie? What is it about her that you think connects with people so well?
Well, I think the main, the word that's used to describe her in the writer's room is adorkable. She's not cool. And I think I'm very fortunate in that I've been able to kind of hover between both aspects of the group. We have a lot of fun A and B storylines of either you have some really intense dramatic kind of stuff with Casey, or some very intense emergency where I get to be a little bit of a badass, but also I have had a rescue cat at home that is the spawn of Satan, and she gets to do more comical stuff very easily with Mouch or Herman, or this season I think there'll be a lot more interaction with Violet and Gallo and Ritter, sort of going back and forth between the newbies and the veterans, and so I think there's just an aspect of people really identifying with her quirk and sort of blissful, sometimes ignorance, while also being super smart and good at her job.
Yeah, absolutely. Marlene, obviously Maggie has been through it. She's been through a lot, I would say. She's obviously become so strong from everything she has done. What do you want to take from her, like, and kind of put into your own life?
That's a good question. Do I want to take from her? The way she navigates through her relationships. She's such a dear friend to people. And she's like a really great bridge between relationships, and that balance between being mature in a situation and having the compassion for the novice. So I think that, I don't know if I was as tender-hearted as Maggie, but I've learned a lot playing the character. So I would say that. And Maggie, I don't want to say she's an orphan, but she's without parents right now, right? And she has a sister that's a bit divisive right now and doesn't want to hang out with her. So there's this line of, how do you build a family when you have no one around? You know, so I would say family and relationships are the things that are the most important for Maggie to develop. And I think that's something I want to take for myself too.
And Marina, I feel like Kim has come such a long way from the beginning, and she's changed jobs completely. So, which is so incredible to see. What do you still want to see from her?
Oh my gosh, so much. I just feel like right now she's in this really nebulous, dark place, and since being shot, and I'd like to see who emerges. Right, no one's going to be the same after that kind of trauma. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see who comes out of it. Right now, it's my storyline hasn't come back yet. I think it's going to come back around 10. And I'm excited to see like what's percolating, what darkness and lightness will come through. And she's still a mom too. So it's like, navigate putting your best face forward when you're suffering inside for your kid, which is like every day. Like, I'm like, there's this great commercial where they like, a mom knocks on the door and she's so sick and she's like, listen, I got to take a sick day. And you like pan it and it's the kid's room. It's like moms don't get sick days. They don't get PTSD days. I want to see how she emerges as a mom as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that we got to see like eyeliner Kim.
Oh, I know. Wasn't it so fabulous?
It was so good. I was like, oh, Marina got eyeliner on her lower lid.
I know. It's insane. I know we've talked about that, Kara. I've only played like undercover soccer moms on our show. Like Tracy's played like undercover like cocktail waitresses, and they're like, and Marina undercover soccer mom in a minivan. So I was really excited about like druggy Marina with the eyeliner.
All right, so before we wrap, if each of you could pop up on other shows, what is your favorite one to pop up on each other's shows? Because I know a lot of people say Med because you get to be inside the most, which I feel like that's the easy answer. Everyone I've talked to over the years have always been like, well, Med, because you're inside.
That is so real. That is so real. They also have the best crafty, but
that is so true.
Med has the best crafty. Yeah.
So why is it different? Isn't it the same at all?
Because they get to be inside.
Vegan paleo people, and I don't know, they found the best products of everything. Our garbage cans on our shows still eat everything, right, Kara?
That's right. That's right.
So Marley, let's start with you. When you're not on Med, which show would you want to pop up on, PD or Fire?
Oh, sweet chalupa. I think Crossover World is the best world for me.
Don't give a diplomatic answer, Marlene. You have.
That was good though, don't you think? I think I navigated that really well. But PD doesn't invite me enough. I think it's because you guys are so outside. God, you guys are so cold. Like, it's so cold on your show. Every time I drive by you guys, I'm like, they're not going out, are they? Oh my God, the elements. I don't know. Because to me, they're in the accident world outside. You know, I have this dream about getting shot on PD. So I would say that would be great. I would love to go on PD and get shot and accidentally, you know, run a couple and just fall flat on my face. That's a dream.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I would want to get burnt. So I'd rather go to fire and help them out and PD get shot and have to be, but I've been on both shows. So I really enjoyed being arrested on PD, I have to say. That was fun. That was fun. The whole cuffs, the hair was great too. It was like a wild banshee. It was like awesome. It was like Shaka Khan, like on the bars. And that was fantastic, I must say. So that would be the best way for me to explain it. So tell PD to bring me on and tell fire, don't bring me outside. That's it, right there.
Perfect. Marina, what about you?
I want to do Law and Order because I want to go to New York.
Oh, right. Oh, wow. Yes. That is so true.
I went sideways. I've been on both shows. I'm very happy, but I want to go to New York. I want to, it's like a nice little trip to New York. Business trip. That's what I want.
You and
FBI too. I can see you on FBI too.
Yeah, no, you know what? Yes. All shows, but also I've had like a very limited like conversations with Kelly Giddish about like momming and acting, and I like her a lot and I want her to be my best friend. So Kelly, I'm coming. So that's what I want to do.
We're making that happen.
Thank you. If she sees this, she won't be scared at all.
Then Cara, what about you?
I mean, you know, not these last 2 years, but I go to Med all the time. You know, it's you know, we deliver them and you fix them, and you know, so I've lived that Med life. I feel like, you know, if there's some storyline where we find out that, I don't know, Brett and Upton are sisters, or for some reason Kim needs to have an undercover partner who is a paramedic, who somehow, you know, that you just like really need to have someone go undercover with you who like has paramedicine knowledge. I feel like that would be really fun. Just like a stakeout. Something.
Marina was hoping for a love story with her and Ruzek, apparently. That's what
me and Adam are like so like kind of good right now, weirdly good, that I feel like we need to, and I know you're a shipper. Like, why don't you throw yourself in there?
I do ship Burzek, but I'm, you know, right now Sylvia's finally taken after 3 years.
All right, okay.
Finally taken.
It's been a journey, guys. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for playing these amazing roles the way that you guys do, because it's so nice to see on TV, and it shows that it's real. So it's really, really nice to see.